Greetings, Warlords! Welcome back to Warhammer 40,000 Conquest, the card game played on Iridio.net. This is round 2 of the summer FFG-only Conquest tournament I'm organising. So I'm still playing the same deck that I was before. My opponent for today is Spearton, who is not running his usual Eldar tactics. He's running Dark Eldar, specifically Packmaster Kith. Now, if you're a long-time Conquest player, or even just slightly familiar with the history of the game, you're going to know that Packmaster Kith, pretty good, pretty strong one. Won the Worlds of 2015 and 2016, I believe. And, well, we could go over what Kith does well, but it's kind of very well known at this point. You have a bunch of command units, you generate all these chimeras, you get a chimera den, and a chimera den moves the chimeras around. You've got Archon's Terror, and you've got Coalback's War Leader. It's just what it is. I'm going to actually increase the preview size so you can see the card a bit better. There you go. Yep, that's kind of it. The only interesting question would be, is this Packmaster Kith running Chaos allies for those Chaos Fanatics and Venomous Fiend, maybe? Or is it running Eldar allies for Fortail and Warlock Destructor? And maybe Eldar Survive list if you're feeling cheeky. Oh, and Doom. Doom's also a good one. And because I'm up against Spearton, it's probably almost certainly going to be an Eldar ally, because I know he's a big Eldar fan. I remember seeing some of his games in the Hive Tyrants videos from 10 years ago or something now. How time flies. And I've also done a lot of practice games against him with these two decks, so I know that he is running Eldar allies. So it'll be difficult. So let's see, for the planets in play we have Therin, Iridio, Balus, Osisfor, and Yvonne. So Yvonne's normally quite good for a Chaos player, but as I'm a particularly Chaos light player, Elite light player, it's not as good as it could be. But the general lineup is quite good, I would say. Therin first is nice for me, as that means that when I do play my elites eventually, he won't be able to route them without expending at least a good number of resources, at least 2 resources on an Archon's Terror or 4 resources on a Coalback. So that's good. Balus is very important here. It's the only 2-card draw planet, and there's only 3 cards available from the command struggles. So that's slightly negative for me, but if he plays some Slith mercenaries, he might be able to channel the extra resources into extra commands by just buying them off of him. So maybe it's not too bad. And that's kind of it, really. It's just, yeah, very low cards, which is a shame as I just have so much cheap stuff. But it's also okay because I have Zinch's Firestorms and a few Helldrakes, Lethal Plague Beasts in the deck, so we'll see how it goes. Opponent has initiative, so let's see what he decides to do. Let me copy that. He declines the mulligan's hand. That's never a good sign. Could be an Archon's Palace. Archon's Palace would be really bad for me here, so he'd be able to lock down the only 2 cards without me being able to possibly win them. But on the other hand, if he does play Archon's Palace, then what I can do, well, if I have a... what I can do is I can put a 1 command unit to Balus, and if he doesn't have a 2 command unit there, then neither of us will be getting the cards. So then he'll be incentivized to send his ward to Balus in order to get 2 cards, but that's reducing the impact of the Archon's Palace, as there won't be another high value planet for him to block with Archon's Palace. So if he does play Archon's Palace, it's fine for me. Would be much worse if LUFM Balus were here to be able to send his ward to 1 and Archon's the other. But I think I should be okay if it's just Balus. Anyway, I mulliganed my hand. I didn't actually talk about it much there, but it was pretty bad. There was barely anything I could spend my money on, so not much sense in keeping it. Right, what do we have here? We have Chaos Deck, Zarathur Flamers, no Zarathur Flamers, Rogue Trade, and Void Pirate. So, that is 8 resources of stuff we can spend round 1 for command struggle reasons. I am going second, so I am at the risk of potentially being raided here. Do we want to play around raid would be the question we would need to ask here. But we may as well see, also we've got the Mark of Chaos, that's really good here, because that will help me deal with his chimeras at some point, because what will happen is he'll move his chimeras around with a chimera down, maybe just stack them all on one planet hopefully, and then I'll be able to play a Mark of Chaos and snipe them all before we get to run away to other planets. Yep, that's it. So let's see what he does. Warlock Destructor to Therin. That's a classic. So I don't know how good of an idea that is really, since the Warlock Destructor costs 2 and you'll be getting 2 resources out of Therin. So it makes up for investments, but you're going to keep paying the 1 resource from a forced reaction each round. And I know there's a bit of a joke that Warlock Destructor's forced reaction just is not that big of a deal. It rarely comes into play. But it is going to... It is still a downside. And the Therin here is a red planet, but there's no reason to win a red planet because the... What is it? You won't be able to win on reds until planet 5 either. So maybe it's fine to do this anyway. I don't think it is. I certainly wouldn't like to play a Warlock Destructor here. But maybe you have to. No. It's not like there's really a better place for Warlock Destructor, and depending on his hand, maybe it's the only 2-cost card in his hand, which he can use to threaten raid. Yeah, whatever. So, what am I going to do here? I think that it is perfectly okay for me if he plays a raid on me, because there are 5 resources available on the planets, and I don't have anything. Well, I'd be losing exactly. What would I be losing if he raids me? Well, either I can play 4 command units from Rogue Trader, Void Pirate, Chaos Magnetic, Zarathur's Flamers, or I can play. That's cost 6 resources, or I can play Chaos Magnetic, Void Pirate, Zarathur's Flamers, and another Zarathur's Flamers for 7 resources. So I'm not really getting hurt command-wise if I get hit by raid. So I think it is better for me if I get hit by raid, because that way we knock a 2 shield card out of his hand, which he then can't use to block something. Just a chimera, I guess. There's 5 resources available on plans, which is quite a lot, and Ossus is also here, so if I really need resources, I can send my ward to Ossus. Maybe he plays Narcon's Palace, but I somehow doubt it, if he's playing a Warlock Structure round 1. So yes, I think here it is the best if I get hit by raid, that way he will be just down another card. It also means he can't play promotion. Whether or not he's running promotion is another story, but it's still an advantage. And in that case, I guess the only thing to consider, maybe he has a Sliff Mercenary, but if he does have a Sliff Mercenary, I imagine I will be able to just eventually outpay him for that Sliff Mercenary, even if, yes, I can't pay for it. I can't buy it this round, I can definitely buy it on the following rounds. And it's a lot better if I can buy his mercenaries. Or rather, if I lose 2 resources, that's a lot better for me if he also loses his 2 resources, because my resources are worth a lot less than his. Since I need barely anything in order to play my events and units, well, he needs 4 resources for his Coalback, 2 resources for his Archon Stairs. Those are all very expensive cards. So if I can just keep on making him buy those Sliff Mercenaries over and over again, that would be very good for me. Right, let's move on. Here, what should I be doing? I should be playing Void Pirate Reborn, almost certainly. Let's see what I do. Void Pirate Reborn. What does he do? Incubus Warrior to Reborn. That's probably fine. I mean, you're paying. I mean, it's more about denying me the one card draw. Really, that's the important thing here. I'm playing a Rogue Trade apparently. Am I playing at Dorsus? Yes. I guess you could consider if you want to put the Rogue Trade on the radio, but it's going to get slapped off into Chimeras probably. If you put it on Orsus and then he sends to Orsus, then yeah, it's going to be annoying if he has a Slift Mercenary, but if he's going to Orsus, then that means he's not going to Iridio or Ballas, so he's losing out on card draw. And card draw is what's important here. Maybe he has Pact of Homunculi, so then it wouldn't matter anyway. And so he'll get some free card draw from that. Well, not free, but it's actually a very expensive card draw, so it's not free in any sense, actually. But it's a way to draw cards, which most people don't have. Oh, he does have a Slift Mercenary. So, do I want to buy that Slift Mercenary? Well, again, money is not the be-all and end-all of life. Because I can buy this Slift Mercenary. It's just kind of 2 resources. This doesn't really do anything here. I mean, it is just 3 resources for me. I can just send my Ward here if I really want to. I can send my Ward here, buy the Slift Mercenaries. During combat, I mean. And let's see. Yeah, I'm playing Zarathur's Flame Mr. Barlas, I assume. Yeah. He raids me. How annoying. And I'm playing Chaos Fanatics to Ivan. So I'm basically encouraging him to send his ward to Ivan. Which is fine unless he has Shrieking Exarch. Granted, I don't think he would. Would he risk Shrieking it? I think he would. He knows that I'm running a lower elite deck because we've had our practice games. So I guess Chaos Fanatics to Ivan is fine. It's definitely. Would we put Chaos Fanatics on the horse? We could put Chaos Fanatics on Ferrin, but then we're relying on drawing a Archon's Terror or something in order to win the plant, which seems very unlikely. And again, Ferrin just isn't. There's no point winning this planet. Really, we'd just be trying to win the command struggle. And the command struggle just isn't worth that much. So Chaos Fanatics to Ivan, it's definitely not Chaos Fanatics Dorsus 4 when there's this very viable merc that I can get later on in the game. So I guess Chaos Fanatics to Ivan is correct. Yeah, that's fine. What does he do? Rogue Trader to Iridio. That's 1 card draw for him. I probably need to kill that. I have a Gut and Pillage anyway, so I can kill his Rogue Traders with less worry. Pass. Does he have a Palace? No, he's got a Void Cloud. Okay. What do I want to do about that Void Cloud? Well, let's see what else he does first. Okay, he passes. So, do I want to send my ward to Barlas in order to get 2 cards? Don't send it to Iridio. In order to get 1 card, and just 1 card really. But I'm also going to get to kill the Rogue Trader. Don't send it to Ossus. You could send it to Ossus. The Slift Mercenary is just very viable, but right now if I go to Ossus, he's going to have... I don't hate the Ossus idea. Granted, we should remember the battle abilities don't really mean anything here since he's playing Kith, who can ally Eldar, and I know he's allied to Eldar because he's got the Swap Structure here. So he almost certainly has Foretell just lurking in his deck somewhere. So I don't think there's a particular need in order to in order to trigger important battle abilities because chances are, well, not chances are, but we don't want to enter the world where if he has Foretell, then we get massively punished for it, as he'll both cancel the ability and draw a card, which is really bad. So, considering that, I think Iridio is the correct choice here, as we do just need to try to draw the cards that we need. We're going to get a Garden Pair Trigger off of Iridio as well anyway, so Ossus 4, the money from Ossus 4 isn't worth as much. I don't hate committing to Ossus 4, but I think card draw is so varied with this card lacking environment that we just should be trying to draw cards wherever possible, even if we are sacrificing a ton of money in order to do that. So I say that I should be going to Iridio here. For him, what would he do? I should consider, why am I not going to Barlas? It is because I think that he is going to go to Barlas. Because while he did put the Void Pirate here, the chances are he's going to be able to kill my Zarathur's Flamers anyway, regardless of whether or not. Sorry. Chances are that if he did not put a Void Pirate here, he would be sending his war to Barlas, and in that case, I would also send my war to Barlas and get the 2 cards from it. And because my world is now also at Barlas, I'd be able to win the battle at Barlas pretty easily, assuming that I have even just a single shield, which I do. How much resources is he getting? Oh, he's getting a lot of resources. I wouldn't actually be able to easily win the command string of a battle there because he's going to trigger fair and not sure without my flamers. Maybe him putting the Void Pirate. Maybe he shouldn't put the Void Pirate here. Well, he's not going. He's going to pass. It's like the only option for him. He's winning. He could go to Ivan. Sorry, he could go to Ivan, and Ivan's a very real possibility here. Regardless, I think I'd go to Iridio because I'd rather, if we're getting into a command off, I guess it's a command off, where we're just tying up all the command, I would much rather, regardless, I would much rather that he does not draw any cards, because if he draws cards, he's going to find his Chimera Den at 14 cards. So it's a 55 card deck. Look at that in a moment. I'd much rather he just doesn't draw any cards than both of those drawing cards. So I think me going to Iridio is correct here, even though I don't like it. Regardless, I'm going to be able, even if he does go to Bars, I'll be able to sacrifice his Zarathur's Flamers to attack his Void Pirate. That way he'll need either a 2 shield card in order to prevent me or from killing the Void Pirate, or just has to let it die. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I go to Iridio, I'm pretty sure, and I think he goes to Barlas. Maybe he goes to Ivan. Okay, I went to Ossus. Oh dear. I'm washed. Okay, so we did go to Ivan in the end. It's not a bad choice because denying me cards is very important here. What else? So he's going to get 2 resources, 3 resources. He's going to get 3 resources, which is a very annoying number. That's fine. 4 resources. Oh, sorry, 4 resources because of Ivan. So he's got Clavex potential, but there's nothing to Clavex right now, so maybe he just ambushes a raw Clavex. But somehow I doubt it. Firin, what's he gonna do? It's gonna route. Route with Flamers. It's perfectly fine by me because the Flamers can still use their ability even while they're exhausted. If there weren't many good targets for them, I would have been very tempted to route a Rogue Trader. Attack. Maybe I should be buying the Merc first. I think I should. If I buy the Merc first, and he can wait until a battle's over and then buy the Merc back, so. It's just awkward because I'm going to have all this money and nothing to do with the money. Yeah. Oh, he lets it die, so that's fine by me. Steal money off of him. Does he have Foretell? No, he doesn't. Or at least he's not playing it. Ivan battle. Swings, kill. Does he trigger it? No. He doesn't foretell himself either, so. Oh, that's worth anything, as he would have just foretold us a spawn. So what happens next? We have 2 more command units. That's a great draw. So let's let him use his Will Obstructor first. There we go, he's spent his horse. So right now, are we winning is the question. We have Atrox as the new planet, so that's good for me because I'll be able to fire at his chimeras. But right now he's just kind of got an Incubus Warrior and a Chimera Ivan, which is it's only worth a whole 1 resource, so hardly an important one to get value out of. So what do I want to do here? I think that here we can pretty safely we can pretty safely put Zarathur's Flamers and Splinter Perfect Light on Iridial. It will depend on what he reveals to be in his hand, or what he deploys. But we have the initiative, so we have the advantage in... Because the Zarathur's Flamers are able to attack and then sacrifice themselves, and then Splinter Perfect Light will be the last one standing, unless he ambushes something in. He could play an Archon's Terror, but if the Archon's Terror is Zarathur's Flamers, that's, that's a good deal for me. I guess it should be mentioned. Why do we actually want to take Iridial? I think it's just because we want to try to threaten some point of winning the game on either greens or reds. That's a bit. Why do we want to take Iridial? I think we just don't want to let him get a bunch of. Maybe we should not be taking Iridial. Because I could just put a single Splinter Perfect Light on Iridial, and that would be winning the battle. It would be denying him the card. Well, right now the issue is more that I have. It's more just that I need to try to get as much cards from the command struggle as possible. One of them is on Iridial, so I may as well try to get that one card, even if it's not the greatest command struggle, even if it's not the greatest battle reward, rather. Barless is going to be hard. It feels like he's going to send his war to Barless at some point if I just put a Chaos Fanatics there, for example. Even if I don't put a Chaos Fanatics on Barless, maybe he sends his war there anyway, just because there's 3 cards around right there. Well, let's see what I do. Let's not keep speculating on this. I think I play as Zarathur's Flamers to first planet with. Yes. That makes sense. Chimera Masters to Aatrox Prime. Not usually where you put a Chimera Masters. It'd be pretty good on Iridial, surely. As the 1 resource doesn't really matter and the 1 card. Well, we used to get the same command rewards from. Yeah, I don't agree with that. Maybe. Yeah, I don't agree with that. I think you could put them pretty safely on Iridial. Because if you win Iridial, then you can just sit on Ivan. I know Atrox Prime is there, but you have Foretell and stuff. So you can definitely dodge it for a good while. If you just win Iridial, then you can sit on Ivan for a good long while. Guys, you don't really want to sit on Ivan because you want to try to get the cards from Barless. Maybe the Chimera Masters is more to encourage me to not be on the... not send my war to Atrox Prime and bombard Ivan. It could also work. Regardless. Yeah, let's move on. What do I do here? I think I want to send my war to Aatrox Prime here. I think so, yeah. So if I'm sending a ward to Aatrox Prime, then I'm probably... Well, I don't really want to send my ward to Aatrox Prime, but I want to send it to Barlas. I'll just get the card. Well, the issue right now is that whether he sends his Packmaster Kith, the War Extractor will be coming with it, and I don't really have the damage right now in order to deal with it. I have some, but it's only 3 damage, and I don't have to swing with a ward, which is probably gonna have a 2-shield card or 2 1-shields in his hand. So right now, yes, I think I want someone to Aatrox Prime, and yeah, I guess the Splinter Path Acolyte doesn't have a better place to go than Iridial, so am I going to play that today? I'm going to play Charismatics to Barlas. Okay, well, I don't completely disagree with it, but I do think it makes this Barlas far too tempting to target for his wand. Maybe I don't really have anything I can do about that though. Oh well. Anyway, he passes. Okay, so that changes things. So now I should probably be putting the Splinter Path Acolyte on Aatrox Prime to deny him the card draw, and then I send my ward to Barlas. That seems like a really good idea to me. Because I think he's almost certainly going to send his ward to Barlas. But if he doesn't send his... If I send my ward to Barlas and he sends his ward to somewhere else, that seems really bad. So I think ultimately I should really just be sending my ward to Barlas. We don't have to have the sending ward to Barlas bit, but... Because if I send my Splinter Path Acolyte to Aatrox Prime, it's going to be completely fine. He's not going to send his ward to Aatrox Prime because he's going to get 2 Chimeras and one Chimera, well, one more Chimera, I mean, and a War Extractor stuck on Aatrox Prime, and the War Extractor is fine, you can just kill it. But it's still not a great outcome. I think I should be putting a Splinter Path Acolyte on Aatrox Prime, but I think I ended up sending it to Iridial. It's probably the second best choice because on Iridial it will win me the 1 card. But then he's getting 1 card on resource. It's just... I know I'm going to send my ward to Aatrox Prime. So in total I'm going to get 2 cards. He's going to get 3 cards. He's going to discard a card to my hand and don't want him to discard the Mark of Chaos. So. Yeah. I'm committing. I guess I send to Aatrox Prime then, and he sends 2 cards. Yeah. I think we'd mess up from that. But it's okay. Right. Ooh, we've got a Promethean mine, huge mine. So what's that gonna do? We've got... We'll worry about it later. Got a Black Legion Helldrake, so might discard that with Barlas. That'd be really annoying if he does, but if he does, it's okay. Yeah, seems fine. And he did go to Barlas in the end, so he's got a lot of cards now. Probably oh yeah, I think I put the Splinter Path on Iridial so that it's more difficult for him to win the battle, because right now if he just had a single Archon Stera, he could rout Zarathur's Flamers. Or, yeah, just the Zarathur's Flamers and that'll be it. He'd win the battle. Yeah. Hard choices all around. Right, so what happens here? He does attack. He doesn't play any Archon's Terrors or anything, so it's good for me. But I want to cut and pillage here. I decided not to. Which is probably because if he triggers Barlas and maybe hits the gut and pillage, that's probably my second worst card in my hand right now. He attacks with Chaos Index. Indeed, Barlas trigger. Oh, Mark of Chaos. Painful hit. That's gonna make my Oh dear, that's going to make killing the Chimera's problem and much bigger. As now I don't have a way to... Ugh. Oh well, we'll have to keep marching on. Swing for 2, kill him. So he attacks. I have the initiative here, so I take action first before he can Clayvex me. To blow myself up. Unit. And is he going to do anything? He's thinking about it. He does take an action. And it is a Clayvex. So that's fine for me because Aatrox Prime was going to kill a whole Incubus Warrior and one Chimera on Eval, which is only worth a whole $1 in Command Struggle Wars. So I am perfectly okay with this. I think this is a mistake, but on the other hand, it's probably fine because he actually does re-establish command control over Aatrox Prime, so maybe it's fine. He gets to bombard me, but it's not like a great bombardment. He's just going to... do I want to shield the Splinter Path here? Probably not, but I don't think it's that bad if I do. Okay, I do shield it. I guess I'm going to play the Helldrake next round. Oh, another Gunbrand is great. We've got a Zinch's Firestorm, so that is nice, but it's a little awkward because we don't have good ways of... We don't have good targets for it. And Final Planet is Terrace, that's really nice. So he's playing a Pact of Homunculi, oh dear. What's he going to get? The Gut and Pillage, okay. He got one good card from his discards and one bad card. So... I'm playing the Promethean Mine. Or I'm playing the Helldrake. I'm playing the Helldrake because if I don't play the Helldrake, you might play the thing... Whatever it is. Another Pact of Homunculi, so let's play that. Or just a random card discard, I could also have. I do sacrifice the Splinter Path since I have Zinch's Firestorm now, so my money can be spent on something. He plays a raid, how annoying. But luckily I've got this Promethean Mine, or Promethean Mine is going to get me one resource over several rounds in order to fund my Zinch's Firestorm, so that's good. So now I don't need to win. But it would be better if he had an Archon's Pass out, since, you know, it doesn't... Whatever. Look, it's Promethean Mine. We all love Promethean Mine. It's a huge mine. Massive value. 4 resources over 4 rounds for a cost of 1 resource and 1 count, unlimited. And location. And it's a deploy still, very important. He doesn't know what I'm going to play next. If I was a Gut and Pillage, I wouldn't be able to deploy still with it. What's he going to do? Incubus Warrior to Tower. So that's an extremely good Zarathur location now, so who cares? I'm going to pass. Wall of Destruction resources 4. Okay, now you're taking the biscuit. You do not have enough resources not to afford all this stuff. You're probably gonna commit your war to Barlas. Then you're gonna pay 1 resource for this war, pay 1 resource for this war, and get 2 resources from command struggles, and I'm gonna steal this one over here. So I think this is extremely bold. This is almost certainly not worth it. Maybe I have a Black Legion Helldrake in his hand. Maybe he thinks I have a Black Legion Helldrake in my hand, but yeah. Anyway, committing. The Helldrake looks like it's going to win this planet unless he Archons it, but whether or not he does Archon it is an interesting question. And I don't think he actually has any good planet commits for his ward, aside from maybe Ossus. Actually, he probably needs to commit his ward to Taos. Yeah, he probably needs to commit his ward to Taos, but I'm going to commit ward to Taos anyway. I could commit to Aatrox. I could commit to Eval for as a joke, but let's not commit to Eval. Never mind. I think I would just go to Towers here. Because if he doesn't Archons me, then I'm going to... Well, if he doesn't go send his ward to Barlas, I mean, I'm getting 2 cards out of it, so my Helldrake is basically paying for itself, because I have unlimited money thanks to this Promethean Mine. So yeah, I think I'm going to Towers. What's he going to do? He's going to go to Barlas. So that's interesting, because... actually, it's a 5-card swing, since I'm losing 2 cards, so he's gaining 3, but... Yeah, whatever. Infernal Gateway doesn't help. So he has 2 resources. What's going to happen here? He's going to retreat to his Warlord, so that's interesting. He is either respecting the backlash that I don't have. Is he going to win this? If he this means he doesn't have enough money for a Clavex because he played this War Obstructor. And if he's does this mean that he doesn't have an Archon Stare? Because if he doesn't have an Archon Stare, that's I'm going to win this planet. And he retreats, so he doesn't have an Archon's Terror, so I actually win Baths. How many cards has he got left? Okay, it's a good chance of drawing an Archon's Terror, but I guess it's not that high. So I've lucked out a bit there. That could have certainly gone, but maybe he's actually got an Archon's Terror, he just doesn't want to get backlashed. So let's see what I discard at Baths. And here at Terrace, I can sacrifice my Zarathur's Flamers to kill his Incubus Warrior. I think I'm going to attack first, right? Yes. He shields, so that's a sacrifice. Zarathur's Flamers for the 3 damage. And he doesn't have enough money for a Cavex or anything, so I'm safe. I can trigger Terrace, my heart's content. That's 3 cards, it's enormous. He still hasn't dealt with my Helldrake as well, so time is running out on him here. Oh, this is not a good draw though. This is another Infernal Gate where I have no targets. And Rotten Plague Bearers. Warbrift. Warbrift doesn't do anything here. Let me move this. The Warbrift could do something here if the plans were different, but it doesn't. And in this case, it's just a 2 shield card. Well, 2 shield cards, those are what I need. Those are what protects me from Clavex, although Helldrake already has 2 damage on it, so it's not really protected from Clavex. It's also good to be sent to Sport to balance because his Ward got exhausted, but on the other hand, I don't know if any of these other plans were really that good for him to send his Ward to, so. Yeah, definitely I've got a bit lucky there. If he had an Archons, this is very different. If you might. Oh, you want 2 Helldrakes? Okay, that was very funny. What do you do with 2 Helldrakes? Who knows? Probably play one of them. It's not like we have anything better to do. Since we can either play 1 Rotten Plague Bearer or 1 Helldrake, so we may as well play the 1 Helldrake. So Natorsis, since that's the victory condition planet, he's probably going to Clavex it now though, as he does have money for Clavex again. Probably earlier I should have blown up one of his chimeras with my Black Legion Helldrake, since the War Obstructor will continue to tax him if I had thought about it that way. So you're going to do Murder of Razor Wings, and he hits my Helldrake, that's annoying. Oh well. I don't think I was going to actually afford a second. Oh, there is Evan though. Okay, I was threatening Evan, funnily enough. Just not a good threatening of Evan. I pass since I've got nothing else I can do. Void Powder Tower, so that just seems like another good Warlock commit target. Kith's Chimera Master Sources 4, that seems fine. I think he does need to send his ward there anyway, though, if he actually wants to win the Battle Ossus. Yeah, I don't see any way that he's not sending his Ward Forces 4 here, because if he doesn't send his Ward Forces 4, he's gonna, what's he getting? He's not getting these 2 resources. He's gambling on correctly picking my location for Clavex War Leader money. Or if he doesn't do that, then he could just have Archon's Terror, but if I send my Ward Forces 4, he won't be able to afford both an Archon's Terror and Clavex to kill the Black Legion Helldrake, and we strongly suspect we didn't have an Archon's Terror last round. So he'd be drawing 1, 2, 3, 4, drawing 4 cards. So I think he does need to send his Ward Forces 4, even though it is a little sucky. And if he sends his Ward Forces 4 and he doesn't route the Helldrake, that means he won't be able to, he'll have to retreat with Kith, I'll be able to use Taurus again. So it's all sort of turning up chaos right now. I sent myself to Atrox. Why the hell did I do that? Oh, because I'm going to try to bombard his HQ. Just, this is a stupid idea. I should be sending laser water towers. I mean, how am I going to kill this? I guess I'm going to... Whatever, it's fine. It is what it is. Another massive mine. He retreats his ward. He still doesn't have an Arcos Terror, or he's going to play the Arcos Terror on the Atrox Spine, which would also make sense. I'm killing the Warlock Structor. That's a bad move. I should be killing anything else. Well, it's fine. No way I can protect myself from my Coalback here, so I'm just going to have to take it. Four damage on the Helldrake. So the question now is, do I want to send my Helldrake to the HQ? Or do I want to kill a single Chimera? And I think I should just be sending it to the HQ. When the game I actually decided that I'm going to kill a single Chimera for this Helldrake. What does he do? He would choose a Void Map. Cool. Why did I keep a Rogue Trader there? It's because I'm stupid. That's why I kept it there. Oh, actually, I might have kept a Rogue Trader there. No, that was stupid of me. Yeah, never mind. I'm killing a Chimera Master. Okay, clearly I'm bad at this game. There isn't really another explanation, I'm just bad. That was very stupid. I guess it's steal money from me. That's good. I'm going to attack for some reason. Okay, I should just... Am I playing Infernal Gateway? Yes. Well, I'm making a bunch of mistakes here. Granted, maybe he's also making a bunch of mistakes with committing his wall to... Well, he's actually making a mistake by bringing a 55 card deck in. Is this a 55 card deck? How many cards in there? 12, this is 41, 9. Yeah, this is 55 cards, okay. So maybe we're both just bad at this game. That's the takeaway here. Rotten Plague Bears does damage. He doesn't save it. How many 2 shields are in here? 1, 2, 3. So maybe he's out. Maybe he's running out of 2 shields. But yeah, that seemed like a bit of a waste. No, Atrox. He doesn't have Vortex. Well, actually, he's exhausted, so he can't Vortex. So. He is shielding his units. The Chimeras, anyway. So that makes it seem like that he has Chimera Den, because there'll be no reason to do that otherwise. Even then, I think this is a bit much, because I could just have Lethal Plague Beast, in which case I'm going to Lethal. And chances are I'm going to keep triggering Atrox, so either his Chimera's going to have to go to Atrox to fight for it, or they're going to get, hit by Atrox, so maybe it's fine. Lose the bottom players. Bottom playing this really badly. I was doing pretty well at the beginning, but now I'm just making blunders left and right. There's a Promise of Glory. There'll be... So if I did have my Helldrake, I actually would be able to afford it, but sadly he has disguised it. Oh, I guess killing the Warlock and the Chimera Masters actually did work out for me in the end, since he did end up spending shields on the Chimeras, which he wouldn't have done. But I think he did let one of the Chimeras die, so... whatever. Let's keep going. What's he gonna do? Silent Ziflex. Well, I can't, I don't have any units, so no one cares. Go, Promethean Mine. That's not Promethean Mine, that's Promise of Glory. Which does sound a bit like Promethean Mine. Chimera Den, oh dear. Don't worry, I can keep stalling with Promethean Mine. See, here, Promethean Mine is really good because he doesn't know. If this was a Garden Pillage, I wouldn't be able to win any battles anyway, so... Promethean Mine here is actually a deploy stall, so it's better than Garden Pillage. Rogue Trader to Van. Just... Sure. I guess it's a deploy stall. I guess it doesn't really matter waypoints, actually. Spin Pathfinder like 2. Atrox Prime. I think you could just put down towers, but if he's deploying a Rogue Trader to, who really cares? I am indicating that I want to win Atrox battle anyway, even though I don't actually win the game on Atrox, an Atrox trigger will be... Actually, I could Warp Rift. Warp Rift is suddenly maybe an actual threat here. Even if I don't, regardless, even if I don't win a game on Atrox, if I get a trigger Atrox, I'm going to, kill some chimeras. It's kind of it actually, but it's going to weaken his chimera den value anyway. What am I doing here? No, it's his turn actually. He's taking action. He's using the chimera den. That's a very good sign for me. He's moving over chimeras to Atrox plane. Okay, I can pass. Hang on, for me from mine was actually quite good because he didn't, because of that one extra deploy still, he didn't know if I was going to play more guys to Atrox Prime or Ivan or something. So he had to use his chimera den now and he would like to use it later. Or maybe he just shouldn't be using it now, whatever, who cares. Archon's Palace. I don't think you need to play on it. You need money for your clearances and Archon's. To each his own. More destructive to Atrox Prime, sure. I don't think you need to wait, hang on. He's not winning this Master, he's winning this one. 1 resource, 2 resources, 3 resources. So if I send my ward to Ivan, he will only get, and he sends his ward to Atrox, he will only get 2 resources from the command struggle. So he will not have Clavix money. And if he does not have Clavix money, that means that I can go to Ivan, I can Tzeentch's Firestorm as Incubus Warrior, and he's going to have to try to eat through, what is it? 2 Cultists and a 2 health Zarathur. And a 2 health Zarathur is perfect because I have 1 shield in order to protect Zarathur and 2 shields in order to protect Cultist. So suddenly it looks like I'm going to win this game. So I'm going to send my ward to Ivan because if I send my ward to Atrox, I get Clavixed. If I send my ward to Taos, that's probably fine actually. Send my ward to Taos. How many 4 towers does he have? No. Sorry, 1. He has 1 left. So let's not actually risk Taos then. So if he does have a 4 tower, that'll be bad for me. And he goes to Taos, so that makes it seem like he actually didn't have 4 tower. Would I beat him at Taos? Probably not, because I can't Tzeentch's his ward. But yep, he's gonna have. But we have to get through Archon's Palace first. He uses his Archon's Palace to deny me the card, I assume. Yes. So, he has 2 resources. That's not enough for a Clavix. We get to battle. I swing for 2. He blocks it. I Tzeentch's him. 3 resources in case he has to free shield card. That kills the Incubus. So now it's just 1 Siren Ziplex. He can't ambush anyone, his Chimera Den is exhausted. I shield his attack on my cultist. No treat. Nope, what's he doing? He's taking action apparently. He's not taking action. I attack the cultist. He has 1 shield. I only need to do 2 more damage. Siren Ziplex attacks for 2. Killing the cultist. I attack for 2. Knocking Archons out of his hand. That's actually good for me, even if he does actually. That's just really good. Oh my goodness. Accidentally drinks there. Oh. It's fine. Accidentally passes his turn when he's attacking, but it's fine, doesn't really make a difference. Is he gonna play a card? Yes, he's gonna play Archon's Tower. And then I'm going to attack. And it's dead. And that's it. He concedes at this point. So, I'd like to say that was a good game by me, but it was certainly a good game for the first half of it. And the last half, I was being very sloppy. What else? Very, very close game. Yeah, just Well, there were a bunch. Well, there's a lot of tiny mistakes which then coalesce into one big mistake. Because you don't need to play the Archon's Palace and the War Destructor. That's just completely unnecessary here. What else is there? That's kind of it, really. I just sort of probably should have. Should I have lost this game? Maybe. Right, I certainly. I keep on saying I did my best. But actually, I didn't do my best. Kept making a bunch of blunders. But it's fine. Sometimes you make blunders. It's what it is. What it is. I would like to see what is on top of my deck, because if there's a Lethal Plague Beast on there, that is very nice for me. Deck. No, two. There's another wrong players. Okay, so if we did get to the battle at Aatrox Prime, I'm probably gonna lose that. Current opponent role playing is not the cards you want to see. But it's okay, it happens. Very well played to my opponent. Yeah, just a lot of mistakes on both our sides. Not the best game we've ever played, but that happens sometimes. Shielding chimeras, yeah, just not needed. Yeah, just Conquest is a tough game actually. That's just how the game is. And a good showing from Promethean Mind there. It did the resources didn't do anything, but it's more about the deploy still, the psychic damage from Promethean Mind. Right, that'll be it for me then. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.